Hey guys, welcome back to another video over here on the Chinese Zodiac and horoscopes. Today we're going to be doing a reading for you guys born in the year of the Tiger. So welcome back all my Tiger friends. Today, however, we're going to be doing something slightly different. Instead of the normal 3-card reading, I have decided that I'm going to start doing a 9-card spread. So there'll be 9 cards drawn today instead of the 3. It's something that I started doing on Patreon, but I want to experiment with it a little bit more and sort of broaden my horizons with the Chinese Zodiac. As I've said before, I do believe I am the only person that does such a unique style of card reading, if you like. And I want to see how much we can use it for. I want to experiment with it. I want to play about with it. So I want to sort of put it out there to everybody to see how that goes. I do still have the Patreon, however, but there will be no content on it. However, if you would like to support what I'm doing, if you'd like to just help out a little bit and show some support, please consider supporting that Patreon and signing up just to show general support for this channel. The readings will be free. They will be here on YouTube. You can tune into those and they'll be here. But if you are feeling generous, if you're feeling, you know, you want to support me and my future endeavors of trying to create my own Chinese Zodiac deck, then please do consider joining that Patreon. But as I say, the readings will be free. I've done 2 already for the rat and the ox, and the way it kind of works is we're going to be picking 3 out for a general reading, which would have been like a normal reading that you would have normally had. The second 3 cards we're going to be drawing out will be love and relationships and matters like that. And the third spread that we're going to be doing will be doing careers, financing and money. So if you only want the first reading, which would be the general one, then you can check out after that and you don't have to worry about the other 2 sets. So in that sense, it will stay the same. However, because I will be doing longer spreads or more cards, it does take me longer. And this is why Patreon really does help me out, because I do take a lot of time out of my day to do this, because I do it 12 times a week for 12 different signs. Because it's now going to be getting longer and I'm going to have to dedicate even more time, and as you can appreciate, sometimes it's hard for me to get all those readings done in a week. I'm now going to opt to do it monthly. So I'm going to do 1 reading a month near the beginning of the month, and it will be a 9-card spread for that month. So this will be the month of May. So what we draw today for you will be the month of May, and what we can look forward to, what to look out for, just in general, just kind of like we have done before, just instead of a week, it's going to be a monthly thing. So just like I've done the rat and the ox, I'm going to keep it the same with the 9 cards, and I will go across it or go over it as I'm pulling them out. So as always, I close my eyes, I shuffle them up, we move them around up and down, and we look for the first 3. Let's stop about there. And we're going to take that one from the bottom, we're going to take that one from the middle, we're going to take that one from the top. What have we got? Okay, so we've got a white and 2 blacks there, a positive and 2 negatives. Negatives do outnumber the white, but just as always, nothing changes here. Black is always an attack. Black is not always an attack, and white is not always all right. It all depends on that compatibility, and it will work for the other 3. So we're going to move these up here and slide them to one side for now. And then we're going to do the same again. So we're going to shuffle these cards up remaining, and this time we're going to put out that intention and thought and find something that it wants to give you a message or a warning or a compliment about where you are in your love life and your romantic endeavors. So just as before, we close our eyes, we shuffle them up and down, we move them all around, and we're going to stop about there. And we're going to take that one from the bottom, we're going to take that one from the middle, we're going to take that one from the top. What have we got? Okay, so we've got 2 positives and a negative in that spread there. So we'll get onto that after we've done this spread. But before we start, we're going to then pull 3 more cards out to make the 9, which we will now consider a message over financial advice or money orientated issues, problems, solutions, etc. It's career, it's money, it's financing, it's where we're at and what cost is it going to be, how much do we have to pay for it, or how much are we going to get. Well, let's see as we shuffle these up, same as before, eyes closed, and stop when it feels right about there. And we're going to take that one from the bottom, we're going to take that one from the middle, we're going to take that one from the top. What have we got? Okay, so to finish this off, we've got a white, black, white then for money and financing. So we've got a nice mixture there, though the whites do outnumber the blacks. We've got more positive than negative, but always, white isn't always all right, and black isn't always an attack. It all depends on that compatibility, and that will never change. Of course, doing it this way means there is more chance of you getting cards that I may have pulled out yesterday or pulled out for another person of another sign, like the rat or the ox. However, as I've said before, we're looking at compatibility. So even if they were exactly the same, it would be completely different because you are a tiger. And that's why these card readings are unique. And I love the fact that so many people have come forward, whether in person or messages or, you know, comments and stuff, saying how it resonates with them and how they've found help and advice and clarity in the readings, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And I absolutely love that. And I love doing this. So I want to continue doing it now. And I hope this helps even more and open up a little bit more as we indulge in these cards on a more grander scale, if you like. So let's start by just moving these down. So that is for the last reading here. So we're going to move those down. We're then going to take your love cards and we're going to move them down. And then we're going to bring these three back into center. And it's only like this because it's easier for me to edit it like this when I upload it. So let's get started, shall we? Let's flip the first card. That first card is the white rat. That's a good card for a tiger person in a way. I mean, they don't get on to a large extent and they don't necessarily care too much for each other's company. But they can have some moderate compatibility, and when it's white like that, that's good for a tiger because it means you're getting stuff done. However, I feel there could be some kind of reason for this, like a distraction or means to an end, or no one else is going to do it, so you have to do it. It's not necessarily something you would choose to do. It's not something that's necessarily enjoyable, but it is something that you're going to do and get it done. It's not a chore per se. It's not torturous. It's more boring, bland, just tedious stuff. But you're going to plod along with it, you know, either way, you know, whether it's house cleaning or working on the car or, you know, doing some gardening. It's little things, but they're not things that you're begrudging. It's not things that you're resenting. It's not things that you're annoyed about. It's just things that have got to get done. I think right now the element of this rat is coming through and it's pushing you towards more family orientated stuff. Like you might be trying to distract yourself from family stuff, so you do in order not to acknowledge other things. I think there's an element of not disgruntlement maybe, but there's definitely an element of absence. There's an absence kind of here. Maybe you're missing a family member. Maybe you've got estranged family members. Maybe you've got, you know, some distance between you and those you care about. And that's going to cause some strain. And if that is the case, then, you know, keeping yourself occupied and keeping yourself busy is probably for the best thing. If it can't be fixed, if you can't resolve the issue, then maybe working on it in a different way or processing it in a different way is good for you. Like I say, this rat is not against you. It's not. It's more symbolizing the fact that you're a busy bee right now and you're working and keeping busy. It's the reasoning behind that. I mean, we are moving into these two negatives. Shit. So we have got a few issues. There is a few hidden conflicts going on here. That monkey, of course, is your conflict card. It is your direct conflict. Monkeys and tigers just do not get along. There is no love there at all. They aren't They aren't friends. And I think this is you in your realization state, in your realization phase. You're realizing there are things missing. You are realizing this absentness. There is a void that you're wanting to fill. And maybe that void is something within yourself. Maybe it's not so much something on the outside. Maybe it's something that you need to work on and deal with. So say if you're distracting yourself by doing stuff and getting things done and being busy, is that because you're not acknowledging this other stuff? Because you should not necessarily acknowledge it perhaps, but you should definitely try and turn this around so it's not so much of a negative impact on you. The monkey, above all else, is a self-care card, and it's about self-care and looking after ourselves and doing what we can to take care of ourselves. And you need to take care of yourself. And this is what this is saying, is that if you keep on pushing this and you keep on moving forward with this as you're doing, you are going to suffer in the long term. It will come at a cost. It could be a heavy one. And I think that burden is already evident because you're trying to work it off. It's like you've got this extra heavy weight on your shoulders and you're trying to work it off and you're trying to keep busy and you're going, all right, well, I'll just go and cut the grass. That'll take my mind off things. But once the grass is cut, you'll realise that that thing is still on your mind. Oh, I'll just wash the dishes, rearrange the fridge, wash the car, hoover the stairs, clean the windows, sort out the loft, organise the garage. There's only so many jobs that you can do before you run out, and your problems, your issues, those things, they will still be there. They will still be there in their entirety because you're not even chipping away at them. If you were chipping away at them, it might be a bit different, but I don't think that's the case. You're avoiding them. You're avoiding this. You're avoiding the void. You're avoiding the void, and the void will never get filled, or it will never recover while you pretend it doesn't exist. Got the black horse in here now. Now, ordinarily, this would be a good card for a tiger person. Same affinity triangle, same triangle of communicators, but again, we're looking at it in the negative. It is the black. It's not going anywhere. We're not moving forward. Communication might be a problem because you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to acknowledge this void. You don't want to even talk about it. You don't want to think about it, let alone talk about it. That's something that's just going to, in some ways, infuriate you more, is when people say, well, let's talk about it. Do you want to talk about it? You're not going to move forward from this, I don't think. I think this is something that you do need to process or reflect on or get some kind of resolution from. But there's a challenge here that you're not enjoying. It's a challenge that is tedious. It's a challenge that is so tedious and so unappealing. You would rather go and cut the grass. You would rather go and hoover the stairs. You would rather go and sort out the pantry than acknowledge this, because it's almost like it's beneath you. It's almost like you feel it's beneath you. And that's your pride. That's your pride speaking. Like I say, maybe there could be an estranged family member that could benefit from you being there right now, but you won't reach out to them because pride. You're above it. They owe you the apology, or it's up to them to come to you rather than you to go to them. This could be a family member that's was quite close to you. Maybe you had a falling out. Maybe they moved away. Maybe you're upset with them. Maybe, there is some rocky ground there that you're working on, or not. Maybe you're not working on it at all. That horse is not as sure-footed as it could be, which would suggest that you're not as sure of yourself as you think you are. You're not as sure as you are. Like, you're not as sure as you think you are. Like, you could be wrong here, and nobody likes to be told that they're wrong, but this isn't a place where we put glitter on a turd and call it a prize. This is where we tell you what the cards are saying, and this is what the cards are saying. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're not going to pretend like everything's all sunshine and lollipops, because it's not. We're going to get down to the nitty-gritty, and the nitty-gritty of it is that this could be your fault, your responsibility. It could be your turn to step up. It could be something that you need to figure out for your sake. You need to figure it out for your sake. All this doing is fine. All that doing and getting things done and being busy and keeping busy is great. You'll have a nice clean house after. You'll have a nice tidy garden. Your car will be sparkly. Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. Fantastic. You've organised your DVD collection from the 19s, from the 90s, fair enough. So you've gone through some nostalgic photographs in the cupboard under the stairs. But it's not going to solve anything from this situation, which, as we know, if we don't resolve these things, they will come back around again. And they will come back around as many times as they need to for you to get over it and to actually do the thing you need to do to evolve from this and move on from this. And we'll find out if you do, won't we, next week when we come back and do another one of those readings for you guys. Not next week. It won't be next week. I'm so in the habit of saying that. It won't be next week. It will be the beginning of June. We'll come back and we'll see how you get on with this during the month. The next 3 cards that we have then are your romantic and love interest cards. We've got 3 of them. 2 positives, 1 negative. Cause for celebration, maybe. But we'll find out, because white isn't always all right, as I've said before, and black isn't always an attack. But we do have a dragon, a white dragon, no less, and that's quite good. That's actually quite good for a tiger, because there's moderate success for both signs here. And I think right now you're still in what I would like to say is like a honeymoon period. You're still in this phase of excitement, whether it doesn't matter if you're in a single or whether you're single or in a relationship, you're just in a very good place right now. Relationship wise, you're probably in a bit of a honeymoon phase. Even if you've been married for 20 years, things might feel like they're being a little bit more saucy than they usually are. There's a spark igniting here, and it feels like it could be a good step in the right direction for this relationship. And if you're single, you might just be getting ready to mingle. You might be getting ready to go out there and take advantage of the sun and the summer and to get back out there and try and get back on the horse. That dragon is one of passion. It is one of power. It is one of kind of taking the world's problems and demolishing them. And I think relationship-wise, you haven't necessarily got anything really to worry about in this situation. Whether you're happily single or you're in a relationship, I think it's going to be something that you are going to enjoy. You'll get a thrill from it. Again, it will be a distraction from everything else that is going on for you. This relationship will probably be something that is your go-to safety net, and that's why you're putting in 110% in this sector of your life, because you don't want to acknowledge anything else. Not only are you out there mowing the grass and sorting out the pantry, but your partner's going, wow, okay, oi, check you out doing all these things. It's quite attractive, actually. And then you're spending time with them as well, and that passion is being ignited, and it's actually quite a good thing. This is quite a good thing, and it's a doer, so you're getting it done as well. You're following through with all these ideas and dates and nights in and sort of dinners and things like this. Passion and lust and love, and it's all lovely and gooey and beautiful for now. That dragon, of course, is a conflict card. It's not your conflict card, and you may be compatible, but it is a bit of a conflict card. So there is passion there. So just be careful where you tread. Just be careful where you put your footing as you move around in this sort of situation. You may not even be happily single. You may actually be quite miserable single, to be fair. And if you feel like there is no hope and there is no kind of person out there for you, that, and again, as I've said before, we're not here to be nice. We're not here to make friends. We're here to give you as it is. Maybe you need to suck it up. Maybe stop being so sulky. Stop being a defeatist. If you're miserable and you're being there, oh, I don't want to be single, oh, I want to be with someone, then go out and do it. Go out there. The only way you're going to meet somebody is if you go out there and put yourself out there, and that may put you in a vulnerable position. It may make you feel vulnerable and in a situation where you feel like, insecure or not good enough or not worthy. But if you don't try, you'll never get there. You'll never get there if you don't try. And that dragon is anything, if anything, a trier. It's something that's do or die. It's get it done. So now is the perfect opportunity to buck it up, buttercup, and get back out there and basically do what you can. And See if you can find a spark, because change is coming. Change is coming. We got that white sheep or the goat there coming in, and that's a catalyst card. Something's fading out and something's fading in, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. The sheep and the tiger, no outright confrontations. There's no serious rivalry. There's no issue. You can handle this energy. It's coming in. This is good. You're listening. You're listening, which is good. For the first time in a long time, you're actually hearing what needs to be done, and this can create a lasting relationship result. This is very good. You're not putting yourself first. You're considering your partner. You're considering this this relationship, and you're probably thinking this is probably worth it. It's actually worth some, you know, effort or some extra sort of attention. Even again, if you've been married for like 20 odd years, we can always be complacent. We can always, you know, get too comfortable. We can always be too sort of I don't know, inconsiderate maybe of keeping things alive and keeping that energy going. You know, we can stagnate a little bit. So this change, I think, will be a welcome one, and it will allow you to indulge in this and be loved and be sort of loved in return. This is not something that you're just putting out there. It's something you're also receiving. This will allow you to not just feel love, but also give love, but then in turn find love for yourself. And that could actually be I want to say some sort of like a game-changing point. It could be a turn in the road for you. You might actually experience this in a way that you've not experienced it before, which could inspire growth. Unfortunately, growth comes with uncomfortability. And there's a rabbit catalyst card coming in there. Rabbits and tigers, not a great kind of compatibility here. It's the communication that's the problem. It's the communication. It's the same as this negative horse that we had earlier. The communication seems to be an issue, and that needs to change. This rabbit is telling you that you need to change. And yes, okay, you have a hot temper. Yes, everybody can be scared of you when you bare your teeth and you roar and make yourself known as, you know, you don't want to talk about this. You don't want to bring it up. You don't want to discuss it. And you can roar about that all you want, and people will get the picture. But eventually, you're going to find it a very lonely place if you keep pushing people away, especially in a relationship situation. Somebody reaches out to you and you're with them as a partner or a relationship, then you almost have an obligation to kind of acknowledge that and to actually be grateful for it and appreciate it. And also, again, if you're single, if somebody reaches out to you, that could be that catalyst moment for you to meet someone, to go out there and find someone, or just to be socially in a happy place with sort of where you're at in life as a single person. I do think that communication is going to be one of your biggest issues, and it's not you are a communicator. You're from that communicator triangle. I don't think you're the one that can't communicate. I believe that maybe you're choosing not to communicate. That needs to change. That needs to change. That's one thing you need to work on throughout the month of May, is opening up and expressing how you feel and discussing these things, communicating about these things instead of holding your tongue or getting in a temper because people were trying to talk to you about it to help and give support. And we'll find out how you get on with that, won't we, in June, when we come back and do another 3 cards for your place of love and romance. Ooh la la. Then what we've got is your career and money cards. So these 3 here, white, black, white, positives outnumbering that black again, but white isn't always all right, and black isn't always an attack. It all depends on this compatibility. And we've got a fantastic card for Tiger people to start us off here in this place of career and finances. It is a catalyst card. It is one of change, just like the sheep and the rabbit. So we've got a lot of changes this month. Most of them at the moment are from a romantic place in your love life, and that's something that you need to work on. As I say, you need to open up. But in finances, it looks like things are going to slowly start picking up a little bit. Now, the pig and the tiger are on the soul path line. They are part of your soul contract, your soul journey, part of your soulness. They are your soulmate card. So they're very, very compatible for you. And in these cards, what this is suggesting is that you are on the right track. You are headed in the right direction. Financially, you're okay. You'll see a steady increase, probably down to luck. There'll be luck here. And it may come from your own idea of a business or a new business venture or something that you've only just begun or started. But if you give it time, patience, dedicate yourself to it, commit to it, you could find that it's very profitable and very beneficial for you. Things will start to change, as I say. It will start to influence your financial situation in a relatively good way. It will just take time to maybe see it or take time to get there. You might see it trickle in like a little stream at first, but that stream will start to pool, and that pool can be reservoired, and then you've got a whole load of it if you give it that commitment and that dedication. As I say, there are negative elements to it though, because you're going to have to give something up. Something's going to have to end. Something is going to have to stop. You're going to have to stop something if you're going to achieve this. You're going to have to put the brakes on or come away from something completely. Or more than likely is you're going to be forced to. You're going to be forced to make a choice. There'll be a decision. Maybe it's a change of jobs. Maybe it's a different career path altogether. Maybe it's, stopping what you're doing and starting that business idea that you've always had, following your dreams or following your own path. Maybe it's time for you to actually step up at work and put some more effort in and, get that promotion that you've wanted. But whatever it is, we need to put that effort and that dedication back into it. You've got to come away from the old to start the new. So you have to leave where you are if you want a promotion. You're going to want to leave where you are if you're going to start a better job. You're going to have to come away from unemployment if you actually want to make any money. Basically, you need to put in some change or some effort, or it's going to be done for you. You're going to be pushed into it. You're going to be almost forced into it. The sheep isn't necessarily a bad card for a tiger, but in that negative place, it is forcing it. And I think a lot of this money that you could have trickling in, you could hoard this up. You could keep this and save this for a rainy day. But what I think's more likely going to happen is you're going to be self-indulgent. You're going to spend it, and you're going to be making unnecessary purchases, and that is going to be your downfall. I think tightening the belt is probably something that's more fitting for this situation. To really take advantage of this, you need to, of this sort of flow or this steady increase, you need to be disciplined with it. You can't be indulgent. Well, you can. I mean, you spend your money however you want to spend your money. That's entirely up to you. But you're not going to have it very long. There's an old saying, a fool and his gold are soon parted. So just remember that. And we can get back on the horse here, because we've got that white horse coming in this aspect of your life, and that's a good card now. This is pushing you forward, moving forward. In fact, if we actually saved up and didn't spend and be self-indulgent, we could see some good luck, and we could see again success here, a very good success. The horse and the tiger do go well together, and what we're seeing here is passion and pride, but in a good way. Pride in your work, putting passion in your work, moving forward. You have a strong emotional compass. So being a people person and doing what's needed to be done comes naturally to you. You don't mind helping out. You don't mind putting in the extra hours. You don't mind being there for people and having their back. You don't mind these things. And I think this is going to be something that's going to cut you from the rest of everybody else. When it comes to, say, an interview or who to promote, they're going to sit down and they're going to see that you are a humanitarian. You have dedicated not just time and effort into the business, the job, the workplace, but you're also a team player. And that's good. That's very good. Being a team player is something that in a business is always seen as a good thing, when you can play nicely with others. And I think, again, this stems back to that distraction of doing stuff not to acknowledge the void. To avoid the void is actually being beneficial for you in your relationship and in your career sort of place. Which means, in theory, if we summarize it, this is all completely, the first three that we've done. Although there are things that you can resolve at this time, you're actually taking advantage of the place you are in, which is actually quite clever. You're adapting, and it's quite wise, because you are picking fruit from trees that are bearing fruit, rather than acknowledging that tree that isn't. And I'm not saying that you should avoid it forever, but at least at this moment in time, avoiding it is kind of working in your advantage. A little bit. But we'll find out. I don't have it. I still don't really have my sign-off kind of goodbye, because it's different now, because I say it 3 times, I guess. I don't know, but we'll get there. You'll just have to forgive me, but we'll find out how you get on with that next time when we come back and do another reading for you guys born in the year of the tiger. My next reading will be for those born in the year of the rabbit, so if you're interested in what those guys are up to, I'll see you over there next. Maybe you have a friend or a family member that is a rabbit, maybe they are another sign, and I'll see you in another video this week, because it's always handy to know what the people around us are going through, or how to, tread when they're in an emotional place or a difficult place, let's say. So I might see you in another video this week for those. However, if not, I will see you at the beginning of June when we come back and we do the next reading for the tiger person, which will be another 9-card spread. If you hit that subscribe button, you won't miss it, and I will see you then. Thank you for watching. Love and peace.